Welcome to Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling, the ESPN for all things comedy, with your hosts, Mark Riccadonna and Richie Byrne. And now, grab a drink and welcome Mark Riccadonna and Richie Byrne.
Hello and welcome to Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. I'm your host, Mark Riccadonna, and with me as always...
Hey, it's Richie Byrne. Threw me up. I don't know why. Is that what you always say?
Every single episode for 5 years now.
I might have just had a stroke.
Well, it is the beginning of season 5, so maybe you know that little break we took just completely...
I'm all thrown. What's up?
Oh, man, I'm excited. This week the play opens up. I've been directing for Theater 68. Right. Thursday's already sold out. Friday's almost there. Saturday, I think both shows are half full already. So really excited for that. And we had our first run through with everything, the first full tech and dress last night. And I feel like it went pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yes, it's right on 50th and 8th. John Del Sol Studios.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it'll be.
I don't think I can make it. I'm working.
Well, yeah, that's the only problem about doing theater is our shows go up when all my friends are out on the road working. So there's no, I can never get my friends to come see shows because they're doing shows. But very excited.
I'll tell you they are.
Yeah, just because I don't want to go. Oh yeah, I'm busy that night. I didn't tell you which night yet.
Yeah. I love telling a comic I'm in a play. They go, "Hey, I'm in a play." Really?
But yeah, well, let's bring out our
we're late. We don't have a lot of time. Aside from that, we'll go here.
Let's bring him out. First, let's bring out our producer, Tom Bannis. And of course, we have the amazing Vicky Plummer. And our guest. What's that? Okay, and our guest, Michael Harrison. Let's bring him out. Let's all get on. He left. He had enough.
Right, I want to do something unique. There we go. That's an entrance.
There you go. He entered in his entrance. It's very
I'm sponsored by White Claw today. That's what I went with because you guys said it was going to be afternoon and to drink. I was like, all right, it's going to be light because I think I'm going to try to hit the gym after.
No, that was good.
White Claw
is good. Guys come on, losers.
Right here.
I'm coffee with Bailey's.
I'll tell you what I'm drinking.
There we are.
I have the lady at the record label that Richie and I are with at Realize Records gave me homemade limoncello. And I put a shot of limoncello and then ice cold seltzer water. And it's fucking delicious.
Oh, I bet that's awesome.
Man, you just said that like a commercial. That was very...
And if you want to buy some, you can call in.
That sounds so good. I have hot, spicy cinnamon tea in my Grand Ole Opry mug.
Oh, Grand Ole Opry. There's a story where you got that mug.
Yeah, I went on a trip right before COVID and came back with COVID. So.
Oh, okay. That's who you saw? They're pretty good.
All I got was this mug and COVID.
COVID's my favorite country band.
Yeah, they're so good.
COVID.
What are you drinking up there?
Me?
Yeah, either or.
Yeah, what do we got, Richie?
I'm drinking. I just threw some Absolute in a glass, and I just realized this glass. I don't know if you can see that. I got this from. It was at the engagement party for Jimmy Cano and Jenna Esposito.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jenna is is hosting the show I'm doing at the Friars on Thursday. It's Jenna's show. So that's kind of funny that I didn't even realize I did that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Where do you even get tickets for that, Richie? Because you said everybody come out. What's the best place for us to grab them?
Tom, Jesus God.
Jesus God.
How good comics are at marketing. You know?
Yeah.
That's the thing you're talking about. It's like, oh, man.
Jesus God.
When you're on a show that you can plug, you'll never know your stuff. But you could be at a funeral and be like, "Hey, it was one of my best friends, and I'm going to be at the Mohegan Sun Friday, Saturday, 2 shows Saturday. If you guys can make it out, that'd be great."
I think you just call the Friars Club. She had.
Just call the Friars Club. Like, audience, you do all the work. Okay, find out when I perform,
Try to
please,
find me.
and then let me know. I'm actually not
Oh
sure.
wait, there's a link. It says click below to purchase tickets.
Amazing. There's this thing called a link.
Here's what you do. Go to https
I feel like we're never gonna make this.
www.eventbrite.com/e/Friday. I'm joking.
Richie, why don't you just hold your phone up to the camera and then they can just click it off their screen?
Can I send this and can you put it up? And how do I do that?
I'll handle it. I got you, buddy. Don't worry. I was just trying to give you the easy plug.
I love that he's like, here's what you do.
Don't you miss the old days where you just made a phone call and they said, "Oh, hi, yeah, okay. How many? Thank you." This is
No,
Oh
I don't miss
God,
that. I like it better where you put it online and people could just
because
snap
we're
it. You don't even have to
19
talk to a person. It's
you're
way
19
easier.
years old.
What are you on? There's always an answering machine message when you called the club. Nah, it's way easier now. What?
Here's what you do.
You could get tickets at 4 a.m. How is it easier then?
Call the club and they'll tell you to go online.
I know, right? That's totally what it is.
You're starting drama off the top. That's how you do a podcast. You try to start a beef right off the bat.
Well,
We're doing this right, guys. We want ratings, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Speaking of podcasts, you have an awesome one.
I know.
I was so interested in your podcast, man.
Yeah,
it looks like a ton of fun.
It really
Give
is.
us a little, give us a little plug of like the elevator pitch. What is it?
Can we?
I make
before we
comedians
do-
debating
wait.
character.
Before we do, can we just talk about the greatest segue ever in Mark Riccadonna? Just then, speaking of podcasts,
Yeah,
I need a segue so I can actually. Speaking of segues,
I would fall off one of those, by the way. A Segway.
I think we should just act like we're all on segues for the rest of the podcast. Why not?
I'm just laying on the floor over here.
Turned into
okay, so
for a podcast.
you bring in people for your podcast.
Yeah.
You bring in special guests.
People. Definitely. No aliens allowed. Where will
no animals.
Yeah, right? We're dicey with animals. Depends. Parrots, maybe. But yeah, so far, mostly people.
It's mostly people. That's good. That's a good start. And what do you do with these people? And what do you do with these people?
Wow. I bring them on the podcast.
Listen, I'm bringing all the hard-hitting questions.
Like now we're just discussing how podcasts happen. This is good.
Well, if you haven't noticed, we're on season 5 and we haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, podcast 101. Start with people. Let's don't be hard on yourself. Let's start it easy. Yeah, I get comedians. Yeah, I'm even that picky. I prefer funny.
But now we're narrowing it down. It's whittling down.
Yeah, actually, not just any people. All right, people who've went and told dick jokes on a stage in front of paying audiences. Those are my preferred company.
Preferred humans.
Yeah, preferred humans. So I bring on comedians and I give them a character and an argument. I give them it a few days ahead of time. And then from that point, they show up. I have a regular cast. So I have another guy who they debate against who's really good at voices. And I have another buddy who judges in character as well. And yeah, I make comedians debate in character. So I've had amazing.
Let's pop a couple pictures
we
up.
released Donald Trump versus the most sensitive man in the world on Should Free Speech Be Free?
That's a good one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We've also had Baby Hitler on, who went up against Doc Brown on Should Time Travel Exist? Yeah.
Everybody wants to kill Baby Hitler.
I know, right? You get it. You know what's hilarious about that too? That poster, oh my God, the girl who does my poster, she's Jewish. And I was like, how did you make Hitler that cute?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Hitler's totes and
Hey,
dorbs.
what's wrong with you? Make him ugly or something. I thought that was too cute for Baby Hitler. I almost picture alone. I want to side with him. I don't know. I like cute things, I guess.
If I knew he was that cute, I might have understood a little more what he was trying to do and say.
I know, yeah. Exactly.
I don't really agree with his politics, but goddamn, he's adorable.
Yeah. Come on, that face. He doesn't want anyone. He doesn't want any bad things, whatever. So yeah, he was on. Like you guys, you get these dumb guests like me. But I brought in God. I bring in fucking God. I had Cupid on like 3 weeks ago, and he went up against a woke woman on Should Cupid Be Canceled? Yeah, right there.
How'd the argument go? Give us just a elevator pitch, a nibble on how the woke
it was
student.
Great. We had a Cuomo brother on to judge
Cupid.
it. Yeah, so yeah, there's a third Cuomo brother, one who also sexually harassed like janitors. So he was in it, and it was a pretty good argument. Like when you break it down, like first off, Cupid's a naked baby, lewd, gross, right? He's shooting people.
That's your second baby, though.
I'm sorry.
That's the second baby in 2 podcasts.
I know. If it was Baby Hitler shooting,
babies are funny.
He's much cuter. Right? Like a baby with a Gatling gun of love or something.
They tell you not to work with children. You shouldn't work with children.
Yeah.
Michael breaks the rules.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know if I let in people per se as babies.
You should have like a time travel with the Olsen twins, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But what is it? Come on, man. Cupid, he shoots you with arrows. That's not loving, right? And he's making you fall in love without consent and making you fall in love. That's gaslighting. He's extremely problematic. So, we had a lot of shit to answer for. We had to get at him, you know?
Whew, poor Cupid.
We had a talking dog on an episode who debated a party animal on who's man's best friend. Right.
See, you didn't all have humans. There's a couple dogs.
See, yeah, just one. But yeah,
we've
ran the gamut of guests, you know, because we hit the hard-hitting issues. And I'm not like everyone else. I want to hear it from every side. I don't care who you are. You don't intimidate me, right? I had Aladdin versus a genie on our 3 Wishes Enough. I don't give a fuck if you're a genie. I am Michael Harrison. And I'm going to find my answers as soon as possible. So I hit the hard-hitting stuff, and that's why we're the best podcast.
I love this.
What a riot. That's awesome. You going to do anything special for Women's History Month? You're going to have, like, you know, somebody come from back in time?
Ooh.
Yeah. Or something like that?
What is it? We're recording one next week on we've got a toxic female going up against a general man on our men pieces of meat. So it's just because we've had enough of females abusing men. And now we have to get to the bottom of why women are so problematic too, you know, because it's just disgusting that men can't walk down the street without women groping them. And just being like, the culture is just ridiculous. So yeah, you are right. It's about time we went at women too, because they just had it too good for too long. And
you should get
we're gonna do it.
You should get Bill Cosby for that one.
Bill Cosby and
I
Gloria
should call you
Steinem.
for that one. We actually got Liz Glazer. She's gonna come in and be the toxic female. So if you know Liz Glazer, she's super.
Very
Absolutely.
funny.
Speaking about
Yeah.
having it too good for too long, we have a little clip from a trailer about white privilege. Can we play that real quick? And then
Oh my
do
God.
it.
This is different.
Perfect.
In a world where he gets everything, Brian runs out of luck.
Brian, what happened?
What is he to do? How does he manage?
It was terrible.
Will he survive?
On my way to work this morning, a cop pulled me over and gave me a speeding ticket. I wasn't even speeding.
Where's my white privilege?
Let's go.
I love it.
Set up. You just posted a weird trailer of a short I released. But yes, that exists too. I released a short a few days ago on YouTube called "Where's My White Privilege," and it's about a white guy who loses white privilege for a day and complains about it to his black girlfriend.
That's a great
Dara
premise.
Jemmett, right?
Sorry?
That's Dara Jemmett.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
Darren's
she's
the best.
great.
She sells it.
So
She's a killer.
funny. Yeah,
I like
It
how
is.
her.
I like how before we saw it, Tom said, "Can we cue up this trailer?" And it's Tom that
Yeah.
cues it up. Like it was weird.
Like he has a crew.
Richie loves pulling the curtain back for everybody.
Yeah.
I agree.
Hey, can we
He has
cue
no
this?
faith in his co-host. It's like he's trying to get you fired or something. That's what it feels like. His own podcast. Look how bad they are, right? What about fan favorite me? I'm doing it
It's
right.
like, remember, I don't know if you guys ever worked Dangerfields, but they used to make the MC introduce himself from off stage. It was the most awkward thing.
Oh
I
god.
And then right after he introduced himself, he would grab the mic and he'd be like, "Do you see what that guy did where he introduced himself, audience?"
God.
I saw it was directed by Frank Gallagher.
No, it was me. I directed it.
Oh,
He's
okay.
the
Who's-
director of photography, so he's the camera guy. That's like,
Oh, okay. How did you get the guy from Shameless to do that?
yeah, I directed it. But he was DP.
Nice.
He was, yeah, director of photography. So that's different.
Nice.
But yeah. I made that short. What is it? Last year, and it won several awards. It was
That's
named
awesome.
Top 10 funniest short at Just for Laughs. I won an acting award. Dara won an actress award. And yeah, it's I'm very proud of it. So you should definitely check it out. It's funny.
Well, I have a question. When you do something like that now, how intense is it? How, like, what the equipment wise? Do you just use phones? Can you or do you have real?
I used the
equipment?
Black Magic. No, I think I spent like $4 or $5 grand on it. You know, I mean, a lot of that was festivals. So to initially make it cost me, I think, like $800. And yeah, I just made it. I mean, the funny thing is I wrote that for Saturday Night Live. I had a pitch for SNL, and some agent told me it was garbage, and completely that one in particular was the one they narrowed down as being awful. And I was like, I don't think it's awful because in my head I see it working, you know. And then it was like that's just where it was left. So I was like, well, I have to make it now because I got to find out if it's bad now, you know. And yeah, once it was named like funniest short, and these same managers reverse their opinion of, oh, it was great and everything. You're like, yeah, you guys just don't like anything that sort of takes a chance, right? And don't get me wrong,
They
it's
don't like anything unless they can make money off of it. Once you're
Yes,
successful,
also
then they
it's
believe in you.
because I
I
mean,
told those guys-
it was right around the whole Black Lives Matter thing, and it's like this white guy I'm making fun of exists, you know, and I'm fully well aware who this white guy is, and I know how they think and stuff. So they're like the type that's not, they don't think they're racist, they feel progressive, but at the same time, like if we went through even the smallest of things that black people went through, we wouldn't take it.
No.
White people
exactly
would
it.
never take that.
Exactly.
You know, we would be like, what the fuck? You're telling me some security guard followed me because he thought I was stealing? Who do I have to kill? You know, upright. You know, so I just know this like Midwestern white guy from around the area I grew up in, and I was like, yeah, I want to make a movie about this guy and his thoughts, because they would never take this bullshit. They're the biggest hypocrites, you know, because they're also the ones spouting that it's like, oh, come on, it's not like rights don't exist nowadays, you know? And so I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't take this fucking shit. What are you fucking on? All right. So yeah, I mean, I basically spoofed that guy, you know, that human. I made a short about that.
Those manager agents who are like, you know, that's not good. I think that's stupid, blah, blah, blah. And then
yeah, oh no, it's not that. They're just like, well, you're going to be racist to a black woman for a sketch? What's wrong with you? And it's like, no, it's funny.
You're allowed to laugh.
Oh, no, but when they change their minds and suddenly they're on board and they're like, oh, it's amazing. And they're all opposite.
Oh, yeah, when other people like it. Yeah, of course. That always happens. It's so dumb.
I call those guys
people
Larry.
Don't take the risk, right? So
I call those guys Larry Tates because do you guys remember Bewitched? You remember the TV show Bewitched?
No.
Larry Tate was the boss who always changed his mind. He'd be like, Darren, that's a terrible idea. I'm so sorry, buddy. He did it. I'm so sorry. And then the guy would love the idea and he'd be like, exactly what I just said. It was an amazing idea. But I always call it pulling a Larry Tate when somebody switches their mind like that. I'm like, oh, that guy's such a Larry Tate. So you got a Larry Tate, you know? So, but 100%. I have to run. I have to get my taxes done. But you're awesome. I wish I could have stayed. This sucks. I had it for two. But
subscribe to my podcast, and I'll forgive you.
I will.
Okay. Episode and get a tattoo.
Awesome. And don't let the Larry Tates get you down. Thanks. And
bye, Vicky.
Bye,
Larry. Bye, Vicky.
Yeah, all right. And if you're interested, I'm doing a benefit on Saturday in Long Branch. It's for the Ukraine folks. All the money's going to the Ukraine. So anyway, thank you guys.
Night, bye.
Bye. I had a manager.
My females, am I right, guys?
Yeah. Now we can get to business.
Now we can talk.
Guys.
Oh. Stop being politically correct. She's gone.
I wanted to ask, did you send it to the agent after it got nominated for the awards? I would have just kept like giving him every time it got nominated or every time it hit.
No, it was my manager. I sent it to my manager. My manager was also, she didn't love it. And then she watched it and loved it. It's just, it's like one of those things of like, I don't know. It was my breaking moment of distrusting the whole business that you're like, yeah, just make what you want. Because that's the best thing about nowadays is like everything is sort of so cheap. You know, what is it? You guys already brought up. It's like you can film stuff on your phone, and you really can. It's like 4Ks on your phone. Yeah. That's as good as you need anything to look. Just to make sure you have your lighting and your sound equipment. And yeah, you can do that stuff, right? You don't have to get all fancy.
The most expensive thing today to make a film is everyone driving and wasting the gas to get there.
Driving the set. But I remember this is how the industry, like for anybody watching or listening, this is how it works. The very first agent I ever got was at a showcase at a comedy club where the guy didn't even want me to go on. The owner of the comedy club didn't want me to go on the showcase, but they gave me the check spot. So then the agent called the comedy club and goes, we didn't see this guy's name on the list that you gave us of people that were showcasing. And he goes, oh yeah, he wasn't part of the showcase. He was just doing the check spot while people paid their checks or whatever. He wasn't part of the showcase. And they go, well, that's great. We want to talk to him. And he goes, I so happen to manage that guy. Hilarious. And all of a sudden, then I get a phone call that, hey, this is how much I like you. I set you up with it. And then the agents told me exactly what happened. But he ended up being my manager because he had me on the showcase. But he didn't even want me to get the meeting until they insisted. And then all of a sudden, he always believed in me.
Hilarious.
What a great business we're in.
They don't like anything until someone else tells them it's okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's the thing nowadays. It's like, I don't even understand how they even have much confidence because you're like, because of the internet, we all talk, right? We can all make our own thing. the podcast that I have right now, I pitched that to True TV, and it was hilarious. Like, I pitched it before the pandemic, and I was like, this should be a TV show, right? And they're like, well, show it to us. And I was like, I mean, you don't have the biggest budgets, True TV. If I if I actually made this, you'd be one of the last networks I think I'd go to. You're a mess. So they are. So I was like, okay, I'll make it. And then I set up a show for like March, I think 23rd of 2020. So we could all gamble why that show didn't happen.
Yeah.
Fucking, you're right. So pandemic hit and everything closes and I couldn't even do that show. So then I went through the whole thing of making all these sketches because the SNL thing was, figuring things to do. I watched my industry implode. It was a weird time. And then after doing that, I sort of came back to this idea because a really funny comedian had opened for me at Governor's named Drew Dunn.
I know Drew.
Yeah, who knows tons of voices. And so he wanted to meet me before he moved here. He's like, oh, what's shaking? I told him this idea, and he's like, I'd love to do that. And I was like, well, let's do a podcast. And we'll do it in podcast because that'll save me money from buying costumes because it'll be audio only, And he said yes. And then I came across the only guy who had equipment in my area in Astoria, Jake Vevra, who's really funny. It was funny. I was just going to use him. That was it. I went to him. I was like, hey, can I use your equipment? And maybe I'll put you on an episode, And then
it turns out he was talented. And then you said, I believed you knew the whole time.
Guy's genius on another level. I didn't even realize it. It was such a fluke. Because what is it? Drew had like a month to move and I'm impatient as hell. So I'm like, well, I'm going to do practice ones because I want to really nail this format down, right? So I told Jake, I was like, all right, Jake, you're going to be Santa. And then these people are coming in as the Easter Bunny and you're going to debate what's the best holiday. And I had one or two other comics come in on separate days. And Jake just mopped the floor with them. He just was so funny. And he was killing them effortlessly. And that's different awesome. Answers. Just what a. I mean, if you don't know this guy, I'm not lying. Like, his past is ridiculous. He went to war in Iraq, and he's done every single drug. He's he's got the weirdest.
He was on the war on drugs too.
Yeah, he was for drugs in that war. Fighting.
They won
the war on drugs. He was for drugs. I mean, he's clean now, if you want to call alcohol, which is absolutely one of the biggest alcoholics I've met in my life. He's
just a breath freshener.
Yeah, he's a mix of like craziness, but also sweetheart of a dude, and besides whoever he's killed in his life over there, whoever he's seen dead, he's got demons. This human has demons, and he's perfect on the podcast. It was hilarious. He was just mopping the floor with people. I was like, wow, Jake, I think you're going to be part of our cast. Let's do this. And then the big thing so Drew comes in and I'm like, let's just do it. Let's do Santa versus Easter Bunny. What's the best holiday? Jake's sort of already pre-practiced. He has a really good Santa. And then Jake and Drew, they never met in their lives, had instant chemistry. And they were just like, for improv, they were off each other. They could do it. And it was perfect. And it's been that way ever since. Like, I couldn't believe when you have something that just works from episode one. And then, we keep having comedians on who are like, wow, like Chuck Nice. He was like, man, this is going to be a TV show. You know this, right? Like, you've got the best idea. This is perfect. And
it is a great idea, man.
Wow. Yeah. And he's like, this is great. And then I think we had Charles McBee on just this past Sunday. He's like, yeah, let me know if you need to know producers. Like, this should be seen, Yeah. So it's like, we were nominated for Funniest Podcast last year and we lost. That's what I think nominated is people there just like, we want it to be publicly known you lost. So you're nominated.
It was nice to just be known that I was respected by the people who put this together.
They wanted to see me lose. They wanted my mom to know I lost. They wanted everyone to know. I could have just slipped in and it just not accepted me, and then no one would have known I even entered. No, we want everyone to know you entered. And we want to make sure everyone knows you lose. You know, so nice. It's nice of them.
We're publicly going to announce last place.
Too. Yeah, Bill Burr was in the same riding as us, and he lost too. So I was like, "Yeah, suck that, Bill. How's it feel?"
Bring him down to my level.
Right? Yeah. You loser. Good luck in your career.
Good luck coming back from that, Bill.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it's just been a lot of encouragement, and the episode we released yesterday, I've been getting a lot of like fan mail, just like, "Oh, that was so funny, it's great." Stephen Scott came in and did Trump, you know, and then
that dude can do every fucking noise with his mouth. Holy shit!
I'm working with him Thursday at the Friars. That show I was just talking about.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Tell him I say hi from me. Right? I love him. I keep getting compared to him. They're always like, "Oh." I actually went, first time I came into New York City, I went to the
You do look like his old headshot.
Yeah. I've been mistaken for him. I went to Broadway Comedy Club, and I remember when I first came to New York.
What year was this?
And the MC was this guy named Chris Murphy, and I remember like the show was on. I was like, I'm just gonna watch a bit, and Chris walks up to me and he's like, "Hey, did you want to do a set?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to do a set." You know, I'm like, God, my half-hour special in Canada. I know it was played in America, but I didn't know I get instantly recognized. Oh wait, my roommate's got. Hey, can you turn that? Yeah, perfect. So I have a roommate. Sorry, who turned on the faucet. I guess I shouldn't do a podcast in the kitchen. But anyways, yeah.
We're drinking. You might have to throw up or something. Go right to this thing.
Right, you gotta be near a sink. If you got White Claw, getting White Claw drunk. So that was a funny thing. Is what was it? I go to the Broadway Comedy Club, and Chris Murphy comes down and he's like, "Hey, you want to go up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a big deal. Who knew, right?" And he got on stage. He's like, all right, we have a drop in who just came in. Such a privilege to bring this guy up. He's been doing cruise ships all over. Please give a warm welcome for Stephen Scott. And I'm like, yeah, I'm Stephen Scott tonight. Let's do this. And I went up. I tore it up. It was great. And then the manager came off. I guess yelled at Chris like, "That's not Stephen Scott, you fucking blind cunt." Right? It was rude. Who says that word? That vocabulary. So he walks up to me, and he's like, "Thank God you were funny." That was when I first found out about Stephen Scott. That was my introduction to him. I didn't even meet him, but what an introduction.
When I was a young kid, just moved to New York, I was probably like working at stand-up, so I had to be 19. I was 19 years old. I stopped at a restaurant and to get a juice. It was early in the morning, and this woman came over to me and started screaming at me. And I was like, "Why am I being yelled at?" And she was like, "You're a comedian, right?" I was only doing comedy like 6 months at the time. I'm like, "Yeah." She thought I was Don Jameson. She like tried to slap me.
Hilarious.
So I immediately called Don Jameson when I got to the club, and he was like, "I'm going to go on the road and tell every girl I have sex with that my name's Mark Riccadonna." That's why I got fat, so Don couldn't do that. It had nothing to do with me.
That's why a lot of women say Mark Riccadonna gave them herpes. Right? Isn't that it?
When my last name is Byrne, and when Steve Byrne came around, people used to call him Richie Byrne. I've been around longer, and then people started calling me Steve Byrne, and that's when I knew he blew past me in my career.
There's another comedian with my name, Michael Harrison, and he's a ventriloquist.
Yeah,
and the amount of times I've gotten that guy's gigs, it's annoying.
Well,
I'll show up, and they'll have like a fucking flyer saying, featuring from America's Got Talent, Michael Harrison. And I'm like, oh my God. I hope
I'm going puppetless tonight.
I'll say I'm out of a sock if I have to. But
I was gonna say you need to bring a dummy just in case.
yeah, right. I have to carry that around because he gets some high-paying gigs. I wasn't saying no. I'm a ventriloquist in this gig. What's that price? Hell yeah, I am. Hell yeah, I'm a ventriloquist.
Oh shit.
That's weird because when Mark told me you were going to be on, I thought it was him.
Yeah? Oh,
Yeah,
so you're excited.
And then
Anyway, that's the funny one. The funny
Yeah.
one compares it.
And then when you came on, I'm like, why is Steven Scott here?
Yeah. He's just all over the place. I don't give a damn. I'm just here to make fun of Mark's segues. So let's do it. It's my job, right? I'm just the guy who
And you're not talking about the podcast. You're
Why are we
talking
not
about
successful when I criticize it every episode. I don't understand, right? I shit talk my own work. I don't know how we're not more ahead.
Richie. He's not talking about just on the podcast. He meant here on Earth to make fun of my segues.
Yes.
I hate that I have to go. That's to go short. I'm laughing my ass off, man. I'm having a great time. I'd love to have you come back on.
Please, I love your idea, man. It's
It's such a great podcast.
Go see him at the Friars Club. That's what I came here to promote. Try to get that across. Thursday, we don't know.
Where are you
We
this
don't
week?
know how to get tickets. We don't know any of that. Go.
Just look for Steven Scott and Richie Byrne.
Call them and go see Friars on Thursday.
Call them between 9 and 4 p.m.
And then, but Michael, here's the worst part. Then I have a gig on Saturday, and like if Tom said, "Well, where are you Saturday?" I'd be like, "I don't even know. I don't know."
Dear God, don't ask.
Go to theater68.com and get tickets to the play, because at least I can tell you where you can get those tickets.
Wow, Mark, rub it in his face. Being prepared for the promo. Like a professional.
Oh God, where are you going to be, Mike?
I got the Poconos this weekend. I have to go headline Lovers Resorts, and then next weekend I'm headlining Rob's Comedy Playhouse out in Buffalo, and then I headline I think Yuck Yucks over in Toronto, and then Yuck Yucks Niagara Falls the week after. Then I headline Comedy Nest in Montreal. So if you have fans in any of those places, go find out about me. I posted it on all my social media. But the bigger thing is check out my podcast, because I've got the best podcast. I love it, and I think it's really quality. And Drew Dunn's insanely awesome. So is Jake Vevra, my whole cast. And then the comedians who come on are spectacular, and I hope you guys all consider it in the future. As well as check out my award-winning short, Where's My White Privilege, on YouTube, and give it a like or whatever the gods of a logarithm comment, I guess. Tired of this promo shit. I hope you posted this, in the comments, which I think you did.
I did. It's up in there.
It's all quality work in my head, so check it out. I love it all, and thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Great.
Thanks so much, man, for coming out.
We'll bring you back on, man. Really enjoyed it. Go check him out. We do have people in the Buffalo area.
I'm sorry?
I do have friends in the Buffalo area. So
good. Definitely come see me in Rob's Comedy Playhouse next weekend. It'll be fun. It's a really good room.
I love that room. The wings there are amazing.
Honestly, a quesadilla is insane there. So yeah.
I judge clubs by their food, not their audiences.
I mean, it's just good portions. The huge portions. So I'm not sure if the taste is like the most exquisite, but the portions are insanity. This is awesome. I don't know.
It's a giant plate of average food.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. That was Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling.
And-